Everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It is about 4:20 on November 18th, 2013. Let me remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional, just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Looking at a 30-minute chart, first thing is pretty obvious. The S&P made the minimum target from our inverted head and shoulders pattern. This was our minimum target right here. We tagged that at the open and came up to it again a little bit later in the morning. Then started to see some selling pressure. So, it's just amazing how often these levels get met. And this is just another example. So we had our inverted head and shoulders right here, breakout, no real pullback. Instead, a move directly to 1802 and change. Now the question is, and really this is all we've got to go on right now in this chart, the question is, will we find support on this green line right here? Because remember this well, I don't think I need to go to a much longer chart here. There we go. Still on a 30-minute chart. This goes all the way back into early October. And then we have two touches in November. Additionally, I find it a little interesting that that the tops that we've had the last three you don't really want to call them tops, but the last three short-term rallies come fairly close, not exactly, but come fairly close to lining up with this bottom line down here if we let that opening exuberance today be a little bit over the top, literally and figuratively. It's still not perfect. You can see it doesn't line up just right, but it's fairly close. So I'm going to keep this on the chart as a potential resistance line going forward. Let's see if we get a bounce here. And of course we'll keep our neckline right here, which is at about 1774. It slopes downwards ever so slightly. So guys, really today the name of the game was we had a pattern, we were expecting a target, the target got met. I count that as a success for technical analysis. And now there's one other possible interpretation here, but it really doesn't make any difference as far as the target goes, so I'm not even going to get into that. But you could say that this was an ascending triangle right here, with this being the bottom line. But the targets is about the same. So we're just going to leave everything on the chart as it stands. Let's see. I would expect likely some weakness tomorrow. I would expect some follow-through selling. I would expect a test of this green line right here. I would be surprised if we don't do that. So, guys, I think that's pretty short and sweet. No current patterns on the chart right now. No reason to be particularly bullish. No reason to be particularly bearish because we're right in the middle of what may be another developing channel. Now, in the big scheme of things, in the larger picture, you can see that if we can power on up and take care of some of those short-term issues that we have room really to run up into the mid 1800s, and maybe we'll get a bounce on this line, and maybe that'll start to set up some of that action. Finally, the last thing I want to show you, you remember we were looking at this kind of an ascending pattern here. It was almost like a triangle, except for it had a little slope up. And once we got over that, we back tested, remember, and then we started back up. I just want to remind you that this line right here is also likely to still give the markets some support. So guys, there's your video for November 18th, 2013. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch and listen to it, and I especially thank you for your support. Take care.